According to Gallup, 32% of employees are engaged and 49% of employees are completely disengaged, and 17% of them are actively disengaged in US alone. What does it mean? Where 17% of the employees are working against the interest of the organization. Why is it happening? What is the fundamental factors behind it? Today's corporate culture is created based on fear. Fear drives. Just to sustain a person in the organization, he does. So there is an internal competition. The competition is good provided it is healthy, but most of the time the competition pulls. Just like you put a bunch of crabs into a container, it will an open container, none of them will ever come out because each one is pulling each other's legs. Look at large corporations like HP, IBM's, all are running at single digits, 1%, 2% growth. Why is it? Because all of them are driven by the corporate strategies which were put forth by McKinsey way back in 1950s, where Peter himself wrote it out in his book, saying the changes which is required, because they did the up or out, and the same structure is being put across all the corporations which is existing today in the world. They started from America, then went to Europe, then to Asia. All of them are struggling in today's world, and McKinsey has never seen a strategy more than 200 years. There's no company which exists more than 200 years except for the British Post, right? So, but there were great principles which were there. So if you see in India, even a Marwadi used to always take care of his employees for a lifetime. So how do he used to do? He used to work on small upbringings, like for say he would be paying him, taking care of his entire needs, and to the extent where he would take care of their family or his daughter's marriage or his son's education. All this used to be taken care of by the Marwadi or the Zamindars. If you see the bonded labor system which was there in India, had a very good example where their entire generations were taken care by them. But what they did at the end is different, because it slipped out because of the progress of the age, wherever it's moving towards, because exploitation came across with the Jamindars also. But if you take the pick and choose certain principles which were done, it was fantastic. And if how the hell ever can we expect dedicated employees where numerous training comes across in an organization and still organization sees no growth? Why? Because how can you expect dedicated employees from an exploitative employer? It's impossible. The corporations have to change the mindsets. Today it's a shared economy. You need to look at a different fashion and work towards the care of the employees. And while you do that, automatically dedication comes. When dedication is there, where there is stability. So if you don't give stability, always they are in a tottering platform, they will always have a leg out. How they give 100% to it. So we need to be very much sure that we change the culture in an organization to drive towards enthusiasm than through fears. And the organization are trying out, but there's already an internal dynamics which is being put in. Say for example, if there is a poverty, do we ever expect the person to throw out his children? They all face it together. Do they give them a pink slip? No, right? So if that's the case, then why for an employee? If you're doing that, believe it, the employees becomes more powerful. Down the line, they don't care for you, they care for themselves. And that's the nature which is happening. And that's why you see all the growth being stunned in any organization after a particular growth. You can only get dedication with stability. There are practical examples, just like the container store. When there was a financial crisis in them in 2007, they invested on training their employees to get them to the next level. Or the Nuggets, which is an 80-year-old chain. Or what did they do? They also invested back, where the employees were taken care very well, even though there was a company-wide downturn at a point in time. They didn't throw out the employees. What did they do? They just started working on, okay, you can take a month of unpaid vacation, such that everyone takes a small burden of the company. This is very much natural in countries like Japan, where there is always a thought process of long-term employment. Even that's getting down, but still that was great. But down the line there should be check and balance measures and certain methodologies which can be used. And when you use those methodologies, automatically there will be growth. There were great histories, if we read in India, where there were employments which were employing for lifetime after lifetimes. And it was not ordinary. All these principles, the king used to make sure his citizens are there with him for 500 years. Today government can't be there even for 5 years. Right? They don't have stability. And if you are continuing, today corporations control the economy. And if you do not see from the point of view of the future, then the next generation of corporate capitalism will completely devour. If you have liked the video, please hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon. Thank you very much.